This is not a vlog, this is a story. A story about how I made Vietnam my home and the 5 things that helped me adapt to my new life here. First things first, you gotta change the way that you see Vietnam. Vietnam doesn't move like the West. And trust me, that is not a flaw. It's probably its best feature. Back home, everybody is rushing to get somewhere. But here, we learn to chill. Here, we learn to become a part of the rhythm instead of something trying to control that rhythm. And when you finally get it right, everything seems to just click. And all of a sudden, you get places on time. So, I wanted to talk to you about the sort of customer service and deadlines and expectations. The things that you are used to in the West, like the way that we conduct business and the processes we use to get stuff done, well, just don't expect them here. I can't say this clearly enough. Don't expect the same processes here in Vietnam. This is not the West, and the same expectations just simply won't work here. For example, when I was getting married, I took a look at the process and all the documentation needed, and I was incredibly overwhelmed. I thought, well, this is going to take a couple years to finish. We're going to have to postpone the wedding. And then, after consulting with my wife and her family, and really learning about the process, I was able to follow the correct process, and I got everything done in a matter of 2 to 3 weeks. You know, sometimes we need to accept that we are just not familiar with the process here. So, my advice would be to seek local help, learn about the proper processes on the government websites. Okay guys, seriously, I know that learning languages is hard, but you need to at least try, even just a little. It literally changes your entire experience in the country. It changes the locals' entire demeanor when they're speaking to you. If they can speak comfortably to you, rather than haggling with you in a foreign language over 25 cents for some silly snack, when, you know, she'd probably just give it to you for free if you could just speak her language, especially in Vietnam. Speaking Vietnamese gets you a long way. Before, when I couldn't speak any Vietnamese, I used to struggle just doing mundane things like buying milk. Now that I'm fluent, I walk in anywhere with confidence, knowing that I'll get exactly what I want in the right way, and the right quantity, and at the right price. I didn't learn Vietnamese to be fluent. I learned it so that I can stop being helpless, so that I could connect and not just consume. So this one took me a while to realize, but you simply cannot compare. The way you eat here is different. The way you celebrate is different. The way you run errands and even the way you drive, it's all going to be different, and comparison will only be counterproductive. Try to experience instead. So, I used to be picky and now I'm adventurous. Some of the best meals that I've ever had in Vietnam have come from a plastic stool, a plastic table, and a lady who literally never looks up from her grill. But when you start to inspect a bit more, you start to realize the floors are not tiled, the walls, they're not painted, but there's 2 frames over there with stars in them. And you start to wonder, am I the one who's missing something? Are all these comforts of the West really necessary? Last but not least, listen. The locals know things, and when they give you advice, even if it sounds simple,
Listen, because you will find more wisdom in those words. Like, they told me not to eat certain things during certain weather. I laughed and then I got sick. Well, now I listen. They told me not to walk in and out of air-conditioned rooms all day as the change in temperature will affect my body. I didn't listen. 10 years later, and now I can totally get it. And I teach my kids the same things, because that is just what works here.
I didn't stay for the beaches, the low prices, or the great weather. No. I stayed because somewhere along the way, Vietnam became a mirror. It challenged me, it shaped me, and it allowed me to figure out how I want to live my life and how I want to build myself. So, if you're thinking of moving here or already have, remember this. It's not about making Vietnam work for you. It's about letting Vietnam teach you how to live better.